Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video I will show you in ASP.NET Core MVC application how to get the lost or newly inserted row ID. And here we got the final output of the program. Notice the header tag get the lost or newly inserted row ID in ASP.NET Core MVC. Let's insert the employee details. The employee name Charan. The email is at charan@gmail.com and the salary is 12345. When I click create, and notice here we got the message the lost or newly inserted ID is 1. Let's check the database. I'm executing the statement, and here we got the results. The employee ID is 1. This is a last row inserted ID. Let's insert the second one. Jack at yahoo.com, and the salary is 1234. Click create. See here, now we got the last or newly inserted ID is 2. Let's check the database table, execute. See here, the EMP ID is 2, the last row inserted ID, which is Jack. That's it. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Before writing the coding part in ASP.NET Core MVC application, to get the lost or newly inserted ID, first we'll check the table and the column names. And the table name is the EMP records, which contains 4 columns: EMP ID, EMP name, email and salary. Now my aim is I want to get the newly inserted row ID when I save the employee records into this table. Right now this EMP records contains 0 rows. So let's write the coding part in ASP.NET Core. Open Visual Studio. For this video tutorial, I am creating a new ASP.NET Core application. Go to File, New, Project. The project I am selecting ASP.NET Core Web Application. Click Next. The project name is Lost ID and Core MVC is my project name. Create. And I'm selecting Web Application Model View Control, and the version I'm using ASP.NET Core 3.0. Create. And the project is created successfully. Let's close this default window. Open Solution Explorer. First, in this project, I'm adding my connection string in this app settings.json file. Open app settings.json file. Between curly braces, between double quotes, I'm adding my connection strings, colon, curly braces. After closing curly braces, I'm adding comma because it's a JSON file. Now between double quotes, I'm adding my connection string name, which is my connection, colon, between double quotes. Now between these double quotes, I'm adding the connection string data source. To get the data source, open Server Explorer. In the Server Explorer, there is a data connections. Right click the data connections, add connection. I'm adding SQL Server name. After adding SQL Server name, now I'm selecting the database name. Our database name is CM database, this one. Let's select the CM database from this drop down. CM, here it is. Test connection is succeeded. Okay. And here we got our cm.dbo is added successfully under data connections in Server Explorer. Now we require the data source of this cm.dbo. Right click the cm.dbo database, go to properties. In the properties, notice there is a connection string which contains the data source. Copy that one and paste here. That's it. We have added our connection string in this app settings.json file. Now the next step, open Solution Explorer, Let's create a class in this models folder. Right click the models folder, add, select class, and the class name I'm adding emp class add, and here we got our emp class. Now in this emp class I'm just defining the public properties, which is just a simple Poco class. So before that, let's add the namespace using system.componentModel.data annotations. After that, in the emp class, let's add the key method, the property name prop double tap, which will create the property. The first property is the integer type, and the property name here we need to add the column names exactly. Prop second column name, which is string. The second column name is emp name. Copy that one, paste here. Third one is also string, which is email. Copy that one, paste here. Prop integer type, which is salary. See here, the type is integer for the salary, so I have added integer type salary. So after adding the properties in this emp class, next in the Solution Explorer we'll add a new class for the DB context. Right click the models folder, add class. Let's give the class name connection string class. Click add, and here we got our connection string class. Now in this connection string class I'm inheriting the DB context. Inheriting means we need to add the semicolon DB context. So this DB context class belongs to the Microsoft.Entity Framework core. Let's add the package using Microsoft. If you notice here in the drop down there is no any entity framework code package. We need to install into our project, so delete this one and also delete this one also. Open Solution Explorer, expand the dependencies. Notice there is no any packages folder in this dependencies folder. Now right click the project name, manage netted packages, select that one, go to browse and search for Microsoft Entity Framework Core, and this is a package I want to install, and the version is 3.0. okay, let's accept the license. And the package is installed successfully. And let's add other packages for this project. I require the SQL Server. Select that one, click install, click OK. Let's accept the license. I accept, and SQL Server package is also installed. Now we require the design also. Click install. Okay, let's accept the license, and the design package is also installed successfully. Now the last package we require, and this one, the entity framework code.tools. Select that one, click install. Okay, I accept, and the tools package is also installed successfully. Let's open Solution Explorer. Notice now in the dependencies folder we got the packages folder is added. Let's expand the packages folder. Notice all the 4 packages just we have installed. Let's minimize this one and close the netted package window, and also close this error list and the output message box. Now let's import the namespace using Microsoft entity framework core. After that, let's inherit the DB context class. Now in this connection string class, let's create the constructor CTOR double tab. It will create the constructor. Now in this constructor, I'm adding DB context options. In the options, the T context type is connection string class options colon base options. After that, after the constructor, I'm adding the property, and this public property is type DB set. In the DB set, the T entity types you are getting from this class EMP class. So let's add this class name EMP class, and the property name here we must add the table name. So again, switch back to our SQL Server, copy this table name EMP records, copy that one and add here. Now the next, open Solution Explorer. Let's open the startup.cs file. Now in the startup.cs file, we need to add the services. One is the DB context, and we need to add the connection string name also. So before that, let's import the namespaces using Microsoft.Entity Framework Core, and the next namespace, the models folder also. For that, let's add our project name dot models folder. And here in the public void configure services, let's add the services dot add DB context, and this DB context. Now in the DB context type, I'm adding the entity here, the connection string class options lambda expressions dot use SQL Server method. The SQL Server method takes a connection string, so configuration dot get connection string method, and this get connection string method takes a string parameter. The parameter name, we have to add our connection string name. So app settings.json file, open that one. Our connection string name is my connection. Copy that one and paste between these double quotes. Close with semicolon. That's it. Up to now we have just finished the first part. Now the second part, we need to add the controller. Open Solution Explorer, the controllers folder, right click the controllers folder, add controller. I'm selecting MVC controller empty, add. The controller name is EMP. This is my controller name, add. And here we got our controller. Now in this controller, I'm adding first the namespaces using Microsoft.Entity Framework Core, then using the project name .models folder. After that, in this controller, I'm adding the private read-only and the connection string class underscore cc semicolon. Let's create the constructor for this controller CTOR double tab. In this constructor, I'm adding connection string class cc underscore cc is equals to cc. Now here, the action result index method is get method. Now we are posting the data, so we need the HTTP get and post two methods. So let's add the public action result. I'm adding a new action result create method. Return view. This one is the HTTP get, and the second one we require the post. So I'm adding the same action result name, but we'll change the HTTP post method, and validate anti-forgery token also we need to add. Now in this action result create method, I'm adding this emp class EC is an object. Then underscore cc dot add method. In this add method I am adding object EC. So once they add the records, we have to change save changes cc dot save changes method. Once the record is saved successfully, I want to display the message the last or newly inserted row ID of the employee on the browser. For that I am using viewBag dot message is equals to the last or newly inserted ID is plus EC dot I'm adding emp ID. That's it. We have written the coding part to get the employee ID. That's it. We have written the complete coding part. Now we require the view page for this create action result. So before adding the view page, create view page, we must build the application, build solution. See, here we got the message build succeeded. Let's close this output message box. Let's add a view page. Select the create method, right click the mouse, add view. The view name is create. The template I'm selecting create template. The model class, our model class is emp class. Then click add. And here we got our index view page. Now first in this index view page I'm changing the heading, get the last inserted row ID, last or newly inserted row ID, h3 ASP.NET Core MVC. I don't require this h4 tag. And after that, and notice all the controls are added automatically when I select the create template. So I don't require this emp ID, delete that one. And after the button control, I want to display the message, this view back message. See that one? At view back message. That's it. We have done the complete coding part. Now before run this application, the most important, we have to change the controller name. To change the controller name, open startup.cs file. In startup.cs file, come to the bottom. In the configured method, there is a controller which contains the home controller name. Let's delete the default home controller. Our controller name is emp controller. Just add this controller name emp in the startup, and the action result is index, but our action result is create. Copy that one and paste here. That's it. Let's check the results on the browser. Browse with. I'm selecting the browser Google Chrome, set as default browse. And here we got the final output of the program. Notice the header tag get the last or newly inserted row ID in ASP.NET Core MVC. Let's insert the employee details. The employee name Charan. The email is at charan@gmail.com. and the salary is 12345. When I click create, and notice here we got the message the last or newly inserted ID is 1. Let's check the database. I'm executing the statement, and here we got the results. The employee ID is 1. This is the last row inserted ID. Let's insert the second one. Jack at yahoo.com, and the salary is 1234. Click create. See here, now we got the last or newly inserted ID is 2. Let's check the database table execute. See here, the EMP ID is 2, the last row inserted ID, which is Jack. That's it.